Good morning, everyone. My name is Eric Romo. I am the Computer Concepts tutor here at Fresno City College, and today we're going to have an introduction to the Word program. So here I am at my desktop, logged in at my laptop. So I'm going to go in. I'm on a Windows OS 10, by the way, so if you have kind of a different OS or earlier version or Mac, just try to find your Word program. So let's go ahead and open that up. So see, I have mine right here. You can either click on it or you can actually search for it in your little search bar on the bottom left. Okay. So it's going ahead and open up. Now, the cool thing about Word 2013 is that here we have templates. So if you guys are wondering like, hey, like I want to create some sort of document for uh, maybe a project or something, and you don't really quite know how to get to the formatting, there's thousands and thousands of templates available online here at this opening screen. So see here we have a spring event flyer, seasonal flyers, even a brochure. So just keep that in mind, but let's go ahead and get to know our system. Back here also, recent documents, if I go to File, so if I go to here, File, Open, Recent Documents. Okay, so these are all the things here that I have recently opened and I have recently worked on. So if you happen to close out of something and say, oh no, I don't remember where it is or where I saved it, you can just simply go into your File and Recent Documents here. And I also have a couple of my drives. I can even go into my computer and open specific areas that I want in my computer. I got a C drive, DS23 downloads, yada, yada, yada. But cool thing is too, is that you can go to your info. And here it tells you how to protect your document, how to inspect your document, manage the versions. Now, versions is something that's a little more advanced, so we won't talk about that today. But essentially, these are more like drafts, and people can go in and manipulate your document. Alright, so here I have my home ribbon on the top. So here I've got a little shortcut to my fonts. So I like to keep it in Times New Roman. However, if you are formatting a document, you can go in and find multiple different styles of fonts here. Okay. This is also right here your size of the font. So say I type in Eric Romo. I'm going to highlight this. Okay. Go up here. I can change it to Algerian. And see, there goes my font. And I can also change right here, the number right next to it changes the size of that font. Ooh, that's big. So, I can also bold it with that little B right there, italicize it, and even underline it, okay? And I can even put a strike through, okay? This means superscript. So say if I was putting in a mathematical equation, well, how do I put in exponents or little subscripts for my notation? Well, here I have f of x equals x to the second power. I'm going to go up here. See how it looks like x squared right there? X to the second power, and then I want to unclick it to go it back to the regular font. Now I can go ahead and enter 35, and then if I want to enter a subscript for that one, I'd hit this on the bottom, 22, and that's all there is to it on that one. Now, what if I wanted to align this a certain way? Well, I can go up to here. This is a center. This is a left, this is a right, and then also I can justify columns if I want to. And also I can make bullet points, and I can actually go, if I click this little part right here, it's going to click in, and it's going to give me the different types of bullets that I can put in here. And we can define new bullets if I so choose, but we'll get into that later. I can also make those bullets if it is a specific sequence, like maybe directions. I can change it to a 1, 2, 3. And same thing, click on this little arrow, and there goes all my different types of numbered lists. What if I wanted, though, a alternating list for, say, notes? So I'd actually click this right here. And if I can see it's an alternating list, I hit enter. So I start at the end. Let me unclick this one. Hit enter. It's a 2, but I want it to alternate, so I'm going to hit tab, and it changes to an A. And also, right here, an indent, increasing indents, I could also do that as well to control my indents. So another thing also is that you kind of want to look over here is your styles. These styles over here are headings. So if I want to highlight this, I have a normal, I have no spacing, a heading. Now see how this is blue right here? It changed my font on the paper down here, the highlighted portion, into blue. And it's changing the headings and the styles. And these are pre-selected, by the way. So it doesn't matter really which one you choose, it's just whatever one that you want for your document. Now, let's go ahead and talk about, let me go ahead and delete all this. One thing that formatting is important is the design of the page layout. Actually, if I go up to my page layout, I'm going to go over here to my margins. Okay, so normally we use a 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch from the top, left, and right. But sometimes you can have a different type of margins depending on what type of document you're creating. So how do we do that is simply we look at these. We can simply use an Office 2003 default, mirrored, which gives you 2 separate ones. Maybe you want to make a brochure with that one. Wide, which is definitely shortening the margins of which you can write. Narrow would create large margins for you to write, and so on and so forth. And you can even customize those settings depending on how far in you want to start writing in on your paper. And also this right here is the orientation. Now if we notice right here, this says portrait. So this is what makes it vertical, your paper. When you print it, it's going to be on a vertical. But if I wanted landscape, it will change or flip the paper sideways so that you would be typing from left to right on the from long ways on the paper. So let's go ahead and change it back to portrait. Okay. Size of the paper is letter 4 by 6. This is what controls your sizes of the paper. This is not really something you usually worry about unless you're printing on your printer. Columns, we can change the columns over here. And you can also change the design of your document. Design depends on how you want your document specifically formatted. And we can have little previews in here too of this design. And as we can see, the styles of the headings that come in with it change depending on not only the styles, but if we look back at the design. So I'm going to go ahead and change this back to my default. I believe it's, which one was it? This one? We'll keep it like this right now. Yeah, it was this one right here. Alright, so, and then I can insert a lot of things. Inserting things in my document is usually really important to know because I need to be able to insert maybe a table to make things organize information. I want to also be able to insert a picture into there on my insert ribbon. I just pick something from my pictures. Okay. We also might want to draw some shapes. And there's a shape. I can also go in here and add in headers and footers. And this will give me the different types of headers. And if I also want to put in a footer. Below that is a page number, and I can select if I want my page numbers to be on the top, the bottom of the page, the margins of the pages, or it's in its current position. And I can insert text boxes, which means that if I want to grab somebody's attention, as it says right here, and I can just simply put it anywhere on my document. Now notice something that's kind of cool about this in Word is that it automatically aligns, or these little green lines that are appearing on my screen, they're actually used to help me align things. So, and and also a really good thing too is here in your review tab is that you can do word count if you're writing a paper. You can define something if you're not sure what the word means. And spelling and grammar. Spelling and grammar check is really useful because that way it will give you suggestions on something. Alright, and I think that's all there is to it for Word.